Yep. Today, Luigi actually came out here to New York State to go face the judge, and he looked it pretty okay. He didn't look like he was stressed out. From the last time I seen him at his last court appearance, he didn't look like he didn't get skinnier or nothing. So that's how you could tell when people, like if you're arrested, if you're in jail for a period of time and you start losing weight, that's when you know he's a stress. So seeing him today, he looked perfectly fine. He looks, absolutely he's going to be a little stressed out, but I guess he's taking it good. He's keeping his composure, and he's representing for what he truly believes in. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at him walking into the courthouse, and then we're gonna take a look at his supporters, and we're just gonna talk. You know how we do. For whomever is gonna join my live, man, thank you guys so very much. I really appreciate the one person that joined my live. Thank you guys very much, man. Tell me in the chat what you think I could do better. This is brand new to me. I actually like doing it, but I have to honestly manage my time a little better, because right now it's after 10 p.m. where I'm at, but I just have to manage my time a little better, man. From working all day, then after work, I went to work out. I always got to work out in the evening time. That's my thing. So I can never skip working out. So after working out, shower, change. But yeah, I'm here, and I want to keep consistent with this situation. With this right here, I want to be consistent with this. At least 4 or 5 days a week doing this live, and I just have to tell me in the chat, what you think I could do better with everything. Because this is first time for me going on stream, and I wanted to do it for a long time, but I finally built the courage. Yeah, so let's get into this Luigi situation, guys, and we have a talk about it. Let's watch this.
Luigi, how you feeling? How you doing, sir? Good? Luigi! 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 Luigi!
As you can tell, listen, the line was circling the courthouse to get in to see the appearance live. The line circled the entire courthouse building, though, just for people. People are so fascinated with this case. People just wanted to go into the courthouse and see exactly firsthand what is taking place. And Luigi actually got a win today. He got a big win in reality today. So the terrorist charges was actually dropped, which meant that in New York State, that's the only how you could get the death penalty. If it's something to do with like terrorists or something like that, they'll apply that charge and charge you as a terroristic charge. And that will possibility you could get the death penalty. But for first degree, second degree murder in New York State, you'll do 25 years to life and get out on parole. So Luigi scored a huge win today in the justice system.
If you demonstrate that you cannot be orderly down here, I promise you, you will not enter this courthouse. If you demonstrate that you cannot be orderly outside, you will not come in. Go down, one line around the building.
Luigi has a lot of supporters, and the thing about this situation to me is that what Luigi did in reality did not change nothing in the pharmaceutical industry. Yes, that one executive got killed, but the pharmaceutical companies still are raking in billions of dollars every year, while people are dying every single day, overdosing on opioids all around the world. The pharmaceutical industry is banking billions every year while people are dying. So Luigi has a lot of supporters, a lot of supporters, because a lot of people honestly believe that the pharmaceutical industry is the reason behind so many people losing their lives from drugs. Because believe it or not, the drugs that come from the pharmaceutical companies kill way more people than the drugs that comes from the cartels all around the world. And I'm not making this video promoting the use of any type of substance. Absolutely not. I don't use substance in no way, shape, or form, and I'm not here to promote it at all. I'm just trying to have a dialogue with whomever will watch this video. A lot of people is holding Luigi as a hero. A lot of people really appreciate what Luigi did. But in reality, to me, what have changed? From since that executive got killed by Luigi, nothing have changed in the pharmaceutical industry. Nothing. They're still raking in billions of dollars. So that's the only thing about this situation that I don't really like, because not for nothing, Luigi, he's going to face the consequences, and thank God he's young. So at the end of the day, he still has a chance to walk as a free man in New York State with the help of God, of course. I'm going to change this video, and we're going to look at the video with his supporters. There was people in front of this courthouse for hours, dude, just chanting this gentleman's name. He has a very huge following, and God bless him. As I said to you guys, man, Luigi, he has a lot of people that really like what he have done. I don't believe in taking things upon yourself, based on your frustration. Yes, you was frustrated. I completely get what I got you. I get your frustration, but I don't think it was a good idea, to commit that crime, because now Luigi is going to have to face a long time in jail. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I don't really like about the situation, but wrong video.
Luigi, how you doing? How you doing, sir? Good?
Wrong video. Just bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. This is... I'm just starting this. Okay. And this is Luigi's supporters. They was in front of that court building for hours, dude, chanting this gentleman's name for hours. So that's just go to show you, man, he has a lot of supporters. He has a lot of people, and plus the lawyers that's representing Luigi is very expensive lawyers. So somehow, some way, this man, somebody's paying those lawyers to represent him. That's what I'm very curious about. Like, who is covering that bill to pay those expensive lawyers? I'm pretty sure they're not doing this. They're not doing this for free. So people obviously love Luigi. He has great representative in the courtroom. The lawyers that represent him is very, very good lawyers. So he has a bunch of supporters out in the real world. Like, I always, like, for years, dude, I always thought the pharmaceutical industry should have been held liable for hundreds of thousands of deaths throughout the years. And the thing about the pharmaceutical industry, they're always going to exist, regardless if there is 100 more Luigis, regardless how many executives in the pharmaceutical industry might be targeted. And I hope not. I'm not inciting violence. I hope not. I'm just trying to create a story. If there is hundreds of more Luigis out there that want to take it upon themselves to hunt down executives within the pharmaceutical industry. What you don't understand, for each executive that's getting taken out, another one is being promoted. That's just how this thing works, because it's billions of dollars at stake. The money that's at stake for these pharmaceutical companies, it's outrageous. So at the point of you becoming an executive, there is already someone right beneath you, ready to replace you. And that's just how the cycle goes. So that's what I was saying from the beginning. What Luigi did, I will never tell nobody to take it upon themselves to go commit a crime because of something that is frustrating you in the world, because something that gets you angry. I will never tell somebody go out and get revenge on somebody based on what they're doing that gets you very mad, and you want to do something about it. You want to see changes come. But a lot of times when you're going up against this billion-dollar industries, it's not that easy. It's not. Because Luigi, and may God bless him, like his intentions was to do something to change the entire direction within the pharmaceutical industry. That was his whole intentions. But what he did, in my perspective, in reality, didn't really change that much. Yes, he brought a lot of eyes on the pharmaceutical industries, and he brought a lot of eyes and a lot of ears to a lot of things that's going on within the pharmaceutical industry, and they should be held reliable. He brought that up to the surface, but still, after he did what he did, I didn't see, me personally, I did not see anything change within the way the pharmaceutical industry makes money. I really didn't see that much change at all. If you guys could tell me in the chat, tell me in the chat after what Luigi have done, what actually changed within the pharmaceutical industry. Because I've been looking into this stuff from since that happened, and business within the pharmaceutical industry continue going on the same way. The executive got buried. Luigi got arrested. Luigi's fighting for his freedom right now. The family of the executive guy who got killed, they mad. Luigi family is mad that he did something that that he thought would bring changes. But I honestly don't. I didn't see no actual changes took place from since that incident happened. So I would appreciate if you guys tell me in the comments, tell me in the chat, what difference from since this incident took place, what difference that you guys have seen within the pharmaceutical industry, the way they earn the billions of dollars every year. Tell me, please, because I'm very, very curious to know.
How many people have to die? Stop the knife! People are dying! 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 People are dying!
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
We say free Luigi, you say free healthcare. Free Luigi! Free healthcare! Free Luigi! Free healthcare! Free Luigi! Free healthcare! Free Luigi! Free healthcare! Free Luigi!
This guy with that green hat, I'm pretty sure right now his voice, it's possibility he can't even talk right now. Because dude, I looked at this whole video. This video is over an hour long. And this guy was yelling from the bottom of his lungs, dude, the whole time. So there is no way right now at 10 something in the evening, this guy is still talking. I doubt it. He was yelling the whole time, man. And listen, I respect people like that because they're trying to see changes. They're trying to bring changes in this world. They're trying to, the things they're doing, in reality, it makes a difference. It makes a difference because he opens people's eyes and he opens people's ears. Like me personally, I always say, man, it doesn't matter when you're doing something for a good cause. It don't matter if only one person take the time out to pay attention to what you have to say. Be grateful to that one person. Because that one person could spread your words and spread your message in different ways than you were saying and you were spreading it. And that one person could bring other people in to what you have to say. That's just how life goes. Like me, I just started this live streaming stuff and I like doing it because, it's fun to me. And as I said from the beginning of my life, if one person will watch the live, I am very grateful because this is something brand new. And that one person could turn into 2, 3, 4. As all it takes in life is being consistent. I honestly think consistency is the key to being successful in any and everything you do in life. I really do. I think consistency is the key, dude, because you hear a lot of people who have and who made it out the struggle. Even our great president, Mr. Donald J. Trump, even Mr. Trump has said it on several occasions that he had people in his circle that gave up. They just gave up. They couldn't handle the pressure. They couldn't handle what was going on. They gave up. And they had the potential to make it. Nothing good comes overnight. Nothing good comes overnight, man. So people like that's shouting and they're just trying to get the word across. They're just trying to get the message heard. And you have people who will just ignore the message and think that what they're doing is chaotic. And then you have people who will think like, what? These people, the message it's going to make a difference in my life. It's going to get me to think twice about the pharmaceutical industry. It's going to get me to think twice when I go to my doctor, not to take the prescription they're going to give me. because I know what could happen with these prescriptions. You know, that's the whole thing about the pharmaceutical industry, man. Like, how many people have to die as they're chanting? How many people more have to die knowing that the opioid drugs that you guys are manufacturing every single day to give people for pain, they have to be other ways. They have to do it. You as a company, you're manufacturing things that you know that's highly addictive, and you're giving it to people for pain. You know it's highly addictive, and once you get hooked, it's nearly impossible to get off. And the only off ramp is you dying. Once you get hooked on those opioids, even when you get hooked and you start doing stupid stuff to make money to buy and fund your lifestyle because of the opioids you're abusing, dude, even when you go, God forbid, you go to jail, you get arrested for doing something dumb, for trying to get money, you know, to fulfill your urge of getting opioids. Even you go to jail, there's people who goes to jail and come out after 6 months, after a year, they come out clean. Didn't touch nothing opioids in jail. And they come out after 12 months. And within a week, they're right back where they left off with the opioids. So it's highly addictive. And the pharmaceutical industry, they know. They look at the news, they read the papers, they know what's going on in the world. But yet, they still, every single day, they're still manufacturing those dangerous opioids drugs. So that's when they're yelling, how many more people have to die? That's exactly what they're trying to refer to. That's not trying. That's what they're referring to. How many more people have to die before something change? I always say, dude, I always thought like that. And I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong in the chat. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. I think the pharmaceutical industry close their eyes and just worry about the money. I honestly think that they don't care about the people's lives. It's all about profit. Because you could look at this and be like, okay, the cartels are destroying people's lives. Bro, every aspect of drugs is bad. The illegal, the people that make it and distribute it illegally is bad. The pharmaceutical companies that are paying millions of dollars in taxes to manufacture drugs is bad. The only difference is from the cartels and the pharmaceutical industry is tax paying. That's it. The pharmaceutical companies are paying taxes to manufacture dangerous drugs. The cartel, they're doing it illegally. They're manufacturing dangerous drugs and on an illegal scale. They're not paying taxes on the drugs they're manufacturing. So that's the reason why you hear so much about the cartels. But at the end of the day, if you really look into this stuff and look into how many people actually die every single day from drug abuse, you will see majority of people who die from overdose and all of that stuff, the drugs come from pharmaceutical companies. Majority of people that get hooked on dangerous opioid drugs, it all starts from them going to the doctor with a back pain, with a knee pain, from them getting into an accident. And guess what the doctor did? Guess what the hospital did? From them complaining of serious back pain, they give them the most powerful painkillers. And the most powerful painkillers are opioid drugs. The doctors is not thinking, okay, this person is like a 85 to 90% possibility chance these people will get hooked on this one bottle of pills. I'm writing this prescription for them to go pick up from the pharmacy. The doctors know how addictive these drugs, But guess what? The pharmaceutical industries, they are paying the doctors. The doctors are getting money from them. It's all about greed. It's all about the greed about money. Money, 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 money. The doctors know. Before they write that prescription to give to you, to tell you to go to the pharmacy to pick up that small little bottle of painkillers, they know what's the possibility of you getting hooked. 85% of people, once they try one opioid, they don't go back to being normal. Now they're hooked forever. So this is the reason this people is chanting how many more people have to die for the pharmaceutical industry to make a change in the way they do business. But me personally, I don't think ever soon the pharmaceutical industry is ever going to make a change, because they donate a lot of money to the politicians that's running for office. They donate a lot of money into politics, because if you could basically have the politicians on your side, nobody's going to write anything towards changing the law. If you have the politicians plays a big part in the rules that we have to follow in our country. In every country, politicians plays a big role in all of the decisions that we have to live by. So if you have the politicians on your side, that actually the people that's being elected to offices to change the rules, to see things different, if you could have them on your side, nothing is ever going to change. And the pharmaceutical industry, believe it or not, they have a lot of politicians on their side, because when comes to re-elections and stuff like that, running for office, it's a lot of money. For you to run to become a mayor, it costs millions of dollars you have to come up with. For you to run to become president, it costs millions of dollars you have to come up with, and the pharmaceutical companies are willing to help out in those situations, but they're helping out for something in return. So it's going to be a very hard battle to fight, because you're talking about a giant. The pharmaceutical industry is a giant of a giant, bro. It's a giant of a giant, bro. To take on a company, to take on corporations like that, bro, you don't have enough money to fight the pharmaceutical industry. Absolutely not. These people make billions every day.
Alright everyone, good morning, we are live.
Luigi has to be, he has to be happy that he has so many people that's actually supporting his cause. And once again, what he did, his actions opened a lot of people's eyes, and a lot of people that was pretending to be deaf, his actions opened their ears as well. But nothing to me have changed. Nothing at all. But he should be very happy with his life, because at the end of the day, once again, as I said earlier, Luigi is young. Luigi is at the age that in New York State, and today they dropped the most serious charge. They dropped two of the most serious charge that he was facing. Yes, he still has a couple of serious charges, but all the charges he has right now, none of them could give him the death penalty. The charges that he has right now is basically life in prison, which in New York State, life in prison is 20 to 25 years, sometimes depends on good behavior, and it also comes down to your lawyers. So a life sentence in New York State could boils down to 15 years. With good behavior time, 15 years and you'll be back into the street. And Luigi was never a violent person. Luigi had no criminal record. You know, all of those things comes into effect when going up for parole. Depends on, you know, your parole timing, and all of these things plays into your parole hearing. So a guy like Luigi, who never had any type of violent background, within 15 years, he goes up to the parole board and say, listen, you know, his lawyers, listen, this stuff that happened, it was a freak. It was a freak accident. It was something that was, you know, was a frustrating time in his life. He was stressed out in his life at the time. And, you know, as you can see, my client don't have a bad record. My client never hurt nobody, this and this and this. But my whole point is, a person like Luigi has the potential to do 15 years and be back in the streets. And he's a young guy. You know, regardless, if Luigi comes out of jail, prison in his 40s, he's still a young guy. He still has the potential to do a lot with his life. And I'm pretty sure Luigi is going to be supported throughout his time in jail. I think, honestly, when this case is wrapped up and Luigi gets, because he's going to get sentenced, he's going to end up in prison. It's just for how long? Because of the 2 charges that was dropped today, basically the death penalty is off the table now. So at the end of the day, regardless, he's going to go to prison. But it's just a matter of how long is he going to get sentenced to in prison, to stay in prison. But I truly think that he has the potential to keep the support that he has right now. Dude, the line was around the court building, around that courthouse. Literally, the line wrapped around, circled around the courthouse building for people trying to get in. I was shocked, dude. I'm like, how many people are going to fit inside of that courtroom? But there is so much support for Luigi. And I honestly, truly think that when this case is finished, when it's wrapped up, meaning that when he gets sentenced, the support is still going to stay for him. I honestly think people are going to write to this guy in jail, in prison, like they're doing now. I think the support is going to be in his life for a long time. I don't think Luigi is ever going to be forgotten. You know, I really don't think he's ever going to be forgotten because of what he did. He took a giant step in life, but to me, what he did is just not, you don't take it upon yourself to hurt somebody to see changes come in this world. I don't believe in getting violent to see change happen. Like, I don't believe when something happened and you want to see change, go out and hurt people, go out and, you know, start riots, burning down houses, burning buildings, you know, rioting stores. Like, I don't believe stuff like that. Do it makes a difference? Listen, it makes a difference, but I honestly don't think you need to be that extreme to bring changes into the world. That's just me. I don't think it's necessary to be that extreme to bring changes, to see things, you know, happen in a better way. You know, so what he did, to a lot of people, Luigi's a hero. To a lot of people, he's a hero. So, but did anything really change within the pharmaceutical industry? In my eyes, I didn't see nothing change. But to millions of people, what Luigi did, he's basically certified as a hero, as a United States hero for what he have done. So Luigi's story is always gonna continue. Luigi's story is just it's the beginning of several books that's gonna be written about Luigi. Throughout his life, Luigi is gonna be okay. If Luigi could make it through the process of going to prison and keeping his sanity and keeping his well-being, you know, taking care of himself while he is in prison, Luigi coming home, he will have a welcome home party. There is people that's gonna love this guy for forever. You know, I looked at this video today, and there was so much young people. Like, I'm talking about young people, man, that know about Luigi's story and that's supporting Luigi. So when you have those type of young people that's still in high school supporting your cause, you're never going to be forgotten. You're never. Regardless you do 10, 15, 20, 25 years, people are still going to visit this guy. Strangers are going to go visit this guy. Strangers are going to continue to send money to this guy. Lawyers are always going to be watching and defending this guy. So Luigi's story is just getting started. Honestly, I think he has a long way to go in this world towards change for what for the cause that he's behind, to basically his cause is to shake up the pharmaceutical industry. But I think you have an uphill battle going against a giant enterprise as the pharmaceutical industry. It's a tough hill battle. It's a long climb to get through companies like that, corporations like that. It's a hard climb because the pharmaceutical industry, what they're doing by manufacturing all those dangerous drugs, they're bad people. You could say they're terrible people, but at the end of the day, they're paying taxes on their business. It's considered a business, regardless if I like it or you like it. It's considered to be what they're doing is a business. Do the pharmaceutical industry manufacture drugs that actually help people? They do. They do. The pharmaceutical company, they definitely manufacture drugs that they help people. So I'm not gonna sit here and make this video and say that every single thing and every drug that comes out from the pharmaceutical industry are bad, because they do make drugs, they do create drugs that actually help people live long lives. But at the same time, they also create drugs that take people's lives. So it's a tough ball. It's a tough game. It's a tough game, man. And what is making them billions upon billions of dollars annually is the illegal drugs. The drugs that's killing people. That's where the pharmaceutical industry are making billions upon billions of dollars annually. The drugs that is actually giving people a longer life, and the drugs that actually is helping people to live a longer life, they're not making that much money off of those drugs. They're making money regardless. But I truly think billions upon billions of dollars of the drugs they're manufacturing that's killing people is what they're truly making a fortune off of. We could sit here and talk about the pharmaceutical industry all night, man, because, ladies and gentlemen, once again, man, I don't recommend nobody ever trying drugs or doing drugs. I don't do drugs. I will never promote drugs. I think drugs are bad in every which way, shape, and form. If you do have a pain and you go to the doctor, I think you should refuse painkillers. If you do have to take a painkiller, if you're in serious, that dire pain, if the doctor do prescribe you some painkillers, I think if you get a bottle of 10 pills, take 3, the rest of them throw it, flush it in the garbage, flush it down the toilet, get rid of it. Get rid of it. I will never tell people if you get a bottle with 10 pills to take the whole 10 pills. I don't think it's necessary, but that's just me. I think drugs are bad in every which way, shape, and form. Nowadays, they make it so easy to access drugs. A lot of people might give me hell for this, but in how many states within the United States that legalize pot? And a lot of people say, oh, that's a plant Cocaine is a plant. Heroin is a plant. Like when people say those things to me, and I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? It's a plant, okay? But my whole point is there's so many states within the United States now that legalize, that actually have places you could go. In New York State, these places are open in every place now. Wherever you go nowadays, like you just have to have an ID, and you could buy pot legally. And people is like, oh, this is not dangerous. This is not really causing no harm to people. Are you crazy? I always thought, and I'm always going to continue thinking, pot is a gateway drug to do other bad stuff. I'm always going to think like that. Because me personally, I know people who started from smoking pot. And then after a couple of years, the feeling to them went away. So they looked for stronger stuff to maintain their life, to maintain their day-to-day living. And guess what? They started experimenting with crazier things, and eventually 3-4 years down the line, they're hooked on some form of opioids. That's what it leads you into. And I'm sorry to say, some people might say, no, I'm telling you, man, people, especially the young generation now that's thinking smoking pot every single day is a good thing. Eventually, these people grow out of that and they start experimenting with crazy and stronger stuff. You know, do you know how much chemical is being used in pot these days? They're using so many different chemicals in pot, in weed, to make it strong, to make it potent, to give to the young generations, to give to these young dudes in high school, you know, just coming out, like, to give to these people, and they just wanted to get stronger and stronger and stronger. So eventually, when they can get that the strong weed, what they're going to go into next? They're going to keep looking for different ways to chase that high. So I always thought that weed, pot, is a gateway drug to just doing worse things. And now they make it so accessible to just get pot. It's so accessible to get it now. It's, you know, a couple of years ago, I said 10 years ago, it was illegal everywhere. You was caught with a bag, it's a possibility to spend the night in jail. With just one bag, one little baggie, it's a possibility to spend the night in jail. Nowadays, people are everywhere just smoking everywhere in the street. Smoking, doing whatever, police is around, nobody says nothing now. You understand? So drugs, I don't never think drugs is a good idea. And a lot of people that do hard drugs, you know, the people that do drugs and they do it for fun, they could cope through life. But for the people that do drugs for simply the reason of being stressed out, of being in some type of emotional trauma, those are the worst. You know, those are the worst. People, if you're going through any type of stress, any type of turmoil within your life, don't go down the path of using drugs. Don't go down the path of using any form of drug. Because if you're using drugs to calm your stress down, it's eventually you're just going to keep using more and more and more and more of it. And you're going to keep looking for way stronger stuff every single time. Because you have to realize life is filled with obstacles. Life is filled with obstacles, bro. You're always going to find something that's going to stress you out. It could be your kids. It could be your husband, your wife. It could be your family, your brother, sister, mother, father. It could be your friends. It could be people at your job. You're always going to have things on your daily journey that's going to throw you for a curveball. You're always going to be thrown a curveball on your daily routine in life, on your daily journey. That's just how things are. So you cannot go down the path of every time something comes in your life that every time something comes in your life that threw you a curveball, immediately you're looking for the drug man. You're looking for the guy that have the pills. You're looking for the guy that has the pot. You're looking for the guy that has the cocaine. Like, you're just, every single time that something don't go your way, every time life throw a curveball at you, you're looking for the drug man. You're just digging yourself into a deeper hole. That's why I said, like, people who are using drugs just for fun, they have a better chance to go through life other than the people that are actually using drugs to cope with the problems. You're using drugs to cope with your problems. You're digging yourself into a hole that a lot of people never ever get out of. Never, dude. The man and the woman that's using drugs for some fun, if they go out and they just want to get drugged out, whatever today, but they do it occasionally on fun, they have a better chance of getting off and staying off. You understand what I'm trying to say? But for the people who do drugs and abuse drugs because of stress, it's going to be way more complicated for you to ever get off. It's going to be way more complicated. Because as I say, dude, we're always going to find things that's going to stress us out. We're always going to find things, dude, that's going to stress us out, that's going to throw us a curveball. That's just how it is. You don't need to have kids. You know, it could be your job, dude. It could be you have your car and your car break down. And like, it could be, bro, there is so many curveballs that's thrown at us every single day as God kids, as human beings. You have to be able to be strong when those things happen. Because you can't think drugs is going to make the situation go away. Because once you get drugged up and you get high out your mind, once that high go away, guess what? The reality is still there. The problem has not fixed. The problem has not been fixed. Regardless if you numb your brain, you numb your mind, at the end of the day, once that high go away, dude, the reality is still there. You know, so I recommend to everybody, man, stay away from drugs. And to Luigi and Luigi family, God bless, God bless Luigi. And ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things in this world that we would like to see change as God kids, as human beings. Like, there's a lot of things that we see every single day that don't bring happiness to our heart. There's a lot of things that we see that we would like to make different. We would like to make it different in a good way for everybody. I'm not saying to make it different just for yourself or for your family. To make it different for generations to come. We all see things that, especially people with good hearts, we all see things that's taking place on a daily basis that we would like to change, but if I could tell you guys, end this live stream on one positive note, man, don't take it into your own hands to bring changes into this world. Work with God. God is the most powerful being that we have in this planet. God is the most powerful that we could communicate with anything that we are going through, with anything that we need to get changed, with any and everything that we see need to be fixed to make this world a better place. God is the best and always going to be the best person to turn to. God is the best and always going to be the best to lay your stress in his hands, to lay your frustrations in his hands. God is the best. There's nobody else. So to any and every body out there in this universe that wants to make a difference in life, work with God to see things change. Don't take it upon yourself. Don't take it upon yourself to go out and do extreme stuff to bring forth changes in this world. It's not necessary. It is really not. Luigi, he's smiling, but deep inside of him, he's going through turmoil right now because he's arrested. He's locked up. He's been told what to do, what time to go to sleep, when he gets food. Like, those things are not there. Those things are nothing that somebody who's grown want to deal with. So regardless, he's happy, but extremely happy, he will not be for a couple of years. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's just not worth it. It's not worth taking things into your own hands to bring forth changes in this world. Work with God, and I promise you, things are going to change. It's not going to be overnight, but it's going to happen, and it's going to happen at the right time. We all going to continue to see things as human beings, as God kids. We are all going to continue to see things that we really want to make change. We really want to bring full change to what we are currently seeing. Don't take it upon yourself, man. Don't take it upon yourself. And I'm going to make a video about that tomorrow, about Charlie Kirk. It's basically the same. What Luigi did is the same situation that took place with Charlie Kirk just a couple of days ago. The stories are very similar. The gentleman that on alive, Charlie Kirk, he just wanted to make a change from what was currently going on, that he was frustrated with. And there was hundreds of thousands of people that was frustrated just like him. But he took it upon himself to do something that, that's going to bring him to the point in his life to suffer. We don't need to go through life suffering. You leave it in the hands of God, and changes will come. Because we have to understand, you guys out there have to understand that every bad things that people do, every bad things that we do as God kids, we will never get away with it. We will never. And Mr. Charlie Kirk had a very famous saying that he said, always read your Bible. He said, always do what's in the Bible. And always love God. I love God. Every day, every night, every evening. I love God all the time. All the time. Regardless if I read the Bible or not. Regardless if I ever go to church. I love God every day, dude. And I'm doing everything right in the eyes of God and his family. I'm doing everything right with God. Because if you ask me, who's the most you're scared of? The most that bring fear to my heart is me disappointing God. I'm terrified. I am terrified to disappoint God. It scares me to disappoint God because I done did it so many times in my life. So now, right now, I feel like, bro, I don't have no more. God is not going to give me no more chances. I done messed up several times. We are not perfect. I'm not perfect, dude. But I know God loved me because he kept giving me chances. He kept forgiving me. So now I live the life that God wants me to live. And all I have to do to show God, to prove my love to God, is by doing what's right. That's it. All I have to do to prove my love to God is by helping my neighbors, by being respectful to my neighbors, by treating people the way I want to be treated, by helping as much as I can, by giving back as much as I can, by always doing what's right in the eyes of God and his family, and not doing what's right to bring me any gain. A lot of people do what's right only if they're making some type of gain. Why they're doing that's the reason they're doing right things. That's not doing right. If you're doing right from the heart, you're not expecting nothing to come out of it. But a lot of people do what's right, but they're expecting something in return. That's not doing what's right, dude. My whole point I was trying to make to you guys, we are not supposed to hurt each other feelings. If you're really a godly person, if you love God, you should know that hurting people's feelings and saying words to people that makes them feel less about themselves, if you're truly a godly person, you should know that going down the path of belittling people for who they want to be in life. That's not God. That's not what God wants us to do to each other, dude. God wants us to love each other. God wants us to appreciate and respect each other in every which way, shape, and form. Regardless of what decision you make to live your life, once you're not committing crimes, once you're not doing nothing bad to others, God bless you. You know, that's the difference with me and a lot of people who said they're godly people, because you are here telling someone that who was born certain sex and they decide to change to become who. My whole point is, whomever people want to be, once they're not committing crime, once they're not hurting nobody, but they're doing whatever makes them happy to their bodies, bro, congratulate people. Wish people the best. Because at the end of the day, bro, we all got kids. Wish people in the best. Yes, in the Bible, homosexual and gay and stuff like that, in the Bible, that's it's not there. It's illegal, it's prohibited, yes, but at the end of the day, dude, we're living in 2025. If you're gonna go about disliking people because of the decisions they make with their lives, because of the decision they're making to live their life, they're not hurting me, they're not hurting nobody else, they're living their life, they're living the life that makes them happy. If you're going to go around criticizing people that's doing things that makes them happy, God doesn't want us to do that. God wants us to do things to uplift each other. God wants us to do things to bring peace in our community, to bring peace and happiness in our neighborhoods. God wants us to do things to be loving to each other. God wants us to help each other, not to bring each other down. God doesn't want us to fight each other. God doesn't want us to say things to each other to hurt feelings or to get anybody angry. No, that's not what God wants, bro. That is not what God wants. God wants us to live in peace. God wants us to respect each other. That's what God truly wants. You know, so we could go about this, you know, all day, all night, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm going to make a video about the incident that happened with Mr. Charlie Kirk, because it's very similar to what Luigi did. Very, very similar. You know, and once again, guys, before I end the stream, man, don't take it upon yourself to go out and do drastic stuff to see change happen in this world. Live in the hands of God, work with God, and things will change. It's going to be a slow process, but guess what? Every single day, no matter how slow it is, once you're making progress, eventually it's going to work out. You know, you guys need to stop living that life thinking everything should happen overnight. Nothing good that's worth anything happens overnight. It's always going to be a process. And my advice to you guys, hold on, enjoy the ride with a smile on your face. Don't let people see you know, stressed out. Don't let people see that you're going through. No. Enjoy the ride. The ride is not going to be smooth. It's going to be bumps in the road 100%. It's going to be left, right turns. But guess what? Enjoy every moment of it, bro. Because when you get to your destination that you truly desire in this life, you're going to take the time out and look back and be like, wow. I appreciate those sleepless nights. I appreciate the stressful days because I learned from those days I was stressed out. You know, being stressed out made me a kinder person. You know, being stressed out made me a better person to my family. Being stressed out made me a better person to my neighbors. You know, like, you're going to look back and be like, God, thank you so much for putting me through all of the trials and tribulations, for putting me through all the left turns and right turns, for putting me through the bumps. You know, you're going to look back and say, God, thank you so much. That's why I will tell you guys, man, hold on, enjoy the ride, live it up to God. Work with God, the most powerful being on this planet, and everything would be possible in your life. Just continue doing what's right, because everything that we do, God see. So you can say, okay, I love God, but guess what? You're getting up and doing bad things, because God see everything that his kids does. You can't think because you go to church every Sunday that you should do from Sunday you go to church Monday morning, you're doing something terrible. God see everything we do every day. Just keep that in mind, you know. Yes, guys, before I end the stream, I want to take the time on man to show my gratitude and my ultimate respect to our sitting President, Mr. Donald J. Trump, to our Commander-in-Chief that's traveled to actually London, England today to visit the prince, the king and stuff like that over there in England. But yes, God bless our president. Salute to our United States president, and safe travels. You know, may God watch over you on your travels outside the country. And when you do come back, may God watch over you and guide you back into the United States safely. To all and every of God's kids all around the world, ladies and gentlemen, always treat people with the love, the kindness, the care, the loyalty, and most importantly, the respect that you expect from others. Always treat people the way you want to be treated in life. Always do what's right in front, always do what's right in the eyes of God and his family, and always make God and his family a part of your decision making every single day, guys. Choose to do what's right. It might be harder than choosing to do what's wrong, but trust me, what you do every single day matters. The decisions you make every single day is going to determine the future you have going down the road. You know, make wise choices. Make godly choices. And once again, whatever that you're going through right now, ladies and gentlemen, that's frustrating you, whatever you might be going through in your neighborhood, in your community, that you want to bring changes, you want to bring change to your life, to your neighborhood, work with God. Please don't take things into your own hand and do anything drastic to bring changes into this world. May God bless Luigi. May God bless the gentleman in the Charlie Kirk situation. I don't condone what they did, but they're God kids and they did something that's terrible, but that's not for me to judge them and hate them. They're my family through God. We're all families. May God bless them. I hope and wish them have a good night in the jails, in the prison that they're currently in. May God rest Mr. Charlie Kirk's soul. And may God rest the soul of the executive from the pharmaceutical company as well. May God bless the families as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch you on the next stream tomorrow. And I want to do this a little earlier, man, because I have to manage my time. Like, I like doing this. I've been doing this like for over an hour, but I'm having fun. It's just a lot of people, like, I have to get up, dude. I get up early every day. So I go to sleep right now. It's after 11. I got to be up by like 4 o'clock in the morning. The time I go to sleep is 12 something. So I'm sleeping for 3-4 hours, then to go to work all day, then to go to go work out. I have to just manage my time better though, but I will never stop working out. I love it, you know. Getting this big biceps didn't come easy. I love pumping iron, man. I do. I love working out, guys. Take care of your health, take care of your body, take care of your mind, and always do it with God right next to you. Always give God the glory. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, guys, please stay safe, all right?